Good morning, welcome to Headline Focus here on Core Politics with me, Rob Double. It's the start of the week, Monday the 23rd of October 2017. Let's have a look at what's in the news. So to start off with, in the Daily Mail, police have been told to stop their stunts after they're being accused of letting criminals off the hook while indulging in bizarre stunts such as painting their nails. This comes after a leaked report from Her Majesty's Inspector of Constabulary, which says there's wholly inadequate investigations which are allowing gangs behind modern slavery rings to escape justice. This comes after last week, you might have seen in the papers, criticism from senior police officers at Avon and Somerset Police who asked male and female staff to paint their nails to highlight the problem of people trafficking in nail bars. This is obviously a fallout from that, but this report, which is condemning the way police are investigating trafficking, is really sort of undone that sort of publicity stunt last week. Deputy Chief Constable Simon Chesterman was written online, "The issues are serious and real, but this is an embarrassment." Next up in The Guardian, businesses urge transition period. Now, this isn't a relatively new story. This has been going on for many weeks. You probably heard me talking about it before. But 5 of the UK's biggest lobby groups are saying companies will start to rein in spending plans unless such a deal is agreed shortly. Now, this is, of course, to do with Brexit and this transition period, which the government has outlined after we leave the EU in March 2019, this 2-year transition period. They want to know what it looks like. Businesses want to know what it's going to look like, what the arrangements are going to look like, particularly in terms of customs and single market access and stuff like this. None of this has been guaranteed as so far, because the negotiations haven't taken place between the EU and the UK really and properly and in depth. But this isn't relatively new. Businesses have been saying they are going to threaten enforcing contingency plans if there isn't any progress made on this transition deal. This has been going on for sort of months and months. So not necessarily a new story, but an interesting read nonetheless. Let's look in focus, though, at the main story today, which is to do with Philip Hammond. He's in trouble again, according to The Times. As you can see, Hammond faces Tory rebellion over budget. Chancellor faces an ambush from Conservative MPs regarding the upcoming budget, saying senior government ministers, The Times is reporting that senior government ministers say it's too toxic to get difficult policies through the Commons. Now, what kind of difficult policies are they? Well, stuff to do with this intergenerational fairness. So taking money from pensioners, which is, of course, Conservative support base, and dissipating it down to younger generations, so squeezing cash from pensioners. This comes also under this whole suspicion that the Chancellor isn't supportive of Brexit and is indeed slowing it down due to negative briefings to the press and stuff like that. Remember, that was in the headline focuses of weeks gone by. Interestingly known, City AM, Community Secretary Sajid Javid, borrow to build, that was his pitch yesterday, to the Treasury on the Andrew Marr show. He gave his big interview. Now, he hasn't got approval from the Treasury to have this policy, but what he's doing is basically pitching to the public that this is an idea that should be in the budget in the autumn. So he's saying that the UK should take advantage of the record low interest rates and borrow for £50 billion to push to building 300,000 new homes a year. Now, the housing crisis is obviously a significant issue, specifically to do also with young people getting on the housing ladder, something the government's keen to push as well. Interesting to see what the Treasury response will be to that in the next few days. One more story then comes more internationally. Shinzo Abe, the Prime Minister of Japan, has won his general election, won his mandate, according to the public broadcaster NHK. Mr. Abe's Liberal Democrat Party, LDP coalition, secured 312 seats, retaining the 2/3 supermajority he had before. This was due to a snap election he called earlier this year. The FT is saying this gives Abe a fresh mandate for economic stimulus, constitutional reform and higher public spending on education. Abe also said he would firmly deal with threats from North Korea, which obviously have been a very significant problem for Japan in most recent months. That's pretty much it for today. You're up to date. Don't forget you can find all the latest on what we're doing here on Core Politics on our Facebook page and Twitter right here. But from me and all the team here at Core London, have a fantastic start to your week.